conscious sisters, get over yourselves. Like, for real, really look at yourself and, like, take the mask off. Just as we got the sisters who rock weave and makeup and all that stuff, to mask stuff, you oftentimes, especially in that transitional stage where we're letting go of the European standard, and we're realizing that we want to make our own standard. That transitional time is usually really, really hard to really define what it means to really be conscious. And it's more than just a look, it's more than just an association to a particular clique. You know what I'm saying? So please, 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 just get your stuff together. So the second part of the show, we're going to take questions. I have many, 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 many women who just out the blue be asking me questions. And I got a few people who have submitted some questions to me. Thank you all who have been keeping up with soldiers on the low. But I want to read a particular question that pertains to this topic in particular. And I'm going to just read it to you. Lady, first of all, I want to say thank you for being committed to everything you stand for. You are a beacon to this community, and anybody who has a problem with you really got a problem with themselves, because you always tell the truth. My question is, how do you explain the explanation? How do you explain the explanation? Ain't that something? How do you explain the explanation that women who are conscious must understand that they have to be submissive in order to find a man? I am conscious and constantly around men who are conscious, and find it unbelievable that I still can't find a man, just like when I was not. Okay, wow, that is a whole nother show, but I will touch on it, because a lot of the questions are about men and female relationships, and that's why I started the first show with Conscious Sisters. Let's take off this mask, because the brothers can see this. Those judgments are still there. Okay, just because you're conscious doesn't give you a pass not to be clean, doesn't give you a pass not to know how to cook, doesn't give you a class not to not to know how to be the balance to these brothers. Because 9 times out of 10 we are around kings, we are around brothers who are aspiring to be kings, or aspiring to be associated with kings. And that's another thing. Not everybody are kings and queens. Okay, not everybody is on that level, because if that was the case, there would be no such thing as a kingdom, as there wouldn't be roles in the hierarchy. There would be no need for it if we all were kings and queens. Okay, some people's roles are not to be that. Now, there are often people trying to be that, and that's another thing, is that we're not being honest with ourselves and saying, you know what, I'm not supposed to be a king, I'm not supposed to be a queen, I'm supposed to be a vice king, or I'm supposed, vice president, excuse me, whatever it is. We're not fully accepting our roles. So that's the first thing. Second thing is that what I'm speaking to the women can be easily applied to the brothers. Okay, so these brothers are doing just the same thing. Okay, today's topic was about the front of using this movement to still get away with foulness, and there are many, many brothers who are still being foul and using this mask of consciousness, saying, I can do this because I get away with sleeping around with all of these sisters, because I'm being honest, and I'm saying, I'm just looking and everybody is okay. No, that's some bullshit. And if you are not on the level of real consciousness, if you should be valuing your temple too. So there's some awareness that needs to happen. Okay, before anybody should even be trying to attempt to get with somebody. I am twice divorced. Okay, and each time I got with somebody who didn't have kids, and I had kids both times. My first marriage, I was married for 5.5 years, had 2 wonderful children. Got with my second husband, he had absolutely no kids. We had my baby together, and got divorced, and I got with somebody else, and each time I got with somebody who didn't have kids, and I can have that standard because I know what I bring to the table. And if you have a problem with me and my kids, there's no way in hell you strong enough to be with me, because I am a queen. So if you can't rule 3 kids, there's no way in hell you can rule an empire with me. There's no way in hell you can be ready to lead this motherfucking revolution with me if you can't sit up here and be able to maintain 3 children. Now, I'm cool. I know my role, I know my position, I know all of that. And my ex-husbands are very much, I'm not going to say we don't have our issues. I'm not going to say that we don't have our fights. We don't have our frustrations. But for the most part, we know that we must continue to get along for the sake of our children. And I bring no drama to whoever is new in my life when it comes to my exes. And think about what you're doing. Think about what you're doing that's not attractive. Because if you're around all of these great brothers, as you say, you know what I'm saying? What is it that's not attractive? They're not just attracted to your consciousness. They're not just attracted to your knowledge. They're not just attracted to your fro, your locks, your jewelry, your tattoos. They're attracted to what do you do as a woman? What do you do as a mother? What do you do as a wife? I'm attracted to what I can get from this in terms of longevity. Do I see that this particular woman can really hold me down when it comes to longevity? Okay, this is not just about can we write a poem together and can we slam together and can we, no, there's so much more to that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about reading hieroglyphics on the wall together all the damn time. I want to know, can I get fed? This is how men are thinking. Okay, I want to know, can I get fed? I want to know if I rub my queen's feet, is she going to be appreciative? I want to know, is she just with me for money? I want to know, because these conscious sisters fool and say because I'm conscious, you know, that they try to erase that fact and make you think that they're not about the money. But please don't get it twisted. They chasing that dollar too now. And you know, you got to think about all of these different things that that transitional time. I don't know, sister, how long you been in this quote unquote conscious thinking crowd, but if you're in a transitional time, this is exactly what's going to happen, is that you're going through this new phase, and you see all these new brothers, you see, and it's beautiful, you're being inspired, and you just like, yes, I should be able to find Mr. Right. But no, because if you bring in the same behaviors but just putting on a new mask, replacing your weave for your afro, you know what I'm saying, replacing your Gucci Mane for your crochet bag, but you still, you know, whatever. It's not your behavior and your application to the knowledge is what is going to define and attract what you're looking for. Okay, so not just sitting around thinking that you can just claim consciousness are you going to find your mate. And we're going to get into that the more we talk. We're going to go into the role of women movement and the relationship between men and women, and making sure that we understand our role, our position, who we are, defining, are we the queens or are we the princesses? Are we the queens, the princesses, or are we the ones who are just supposed to be taking notes? Are we the ones who are supposed to be holding the sticks for the queens? Are we the ones who are supposed to be wrapping up, nursing the queen? Are we supposed, you know, there's so many different roles. All of them are very, very important. The queen is not the most important role, okay? Everybody is balanced in this, and we got to understand that, all right? Well, I'm about to check out of this. Y'all be easy. Y'all be peace. Bless y'all. I will see you in the next round. Hopefully, y'all continue to watch. Soldiers, be blessed. Peace.